the Blue Lake City Council meeting. It's February 20th, 2025. This is a special meeting. City Manager Megger, would you go ahead and establish a quorum?
Yes. Mayor Sawatsky,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Scafani,
Here.
Councilmember Napier,
Here.
Councilmember Lewis
Luso.
Luso.
Here.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Councilmember Fire.
Here. All right, great. We've established a quorum. Um, let's go ahead and open the floor for public comment on the closed agenda items. Actually, we need to approve the agenda. I apologize. Can we get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
I apologize. The flag salute is not on here. Should we go ahead and do the flag salute?
It's on the.
Yeah.
Oh, open. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Great. So we'll go ahead and do the flag salute later. I apologize. Thank you. Let's go ahead and approve the agenda.
Need a copy.
Second. Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Thanks, y'all.
Let's wait for her.
Who was the second?
Michelle.
All those in favor say aye.
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 We'll go ahead and open the floor for public comment. Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Thank you. My name is Kent, and we had an election here recently, and it wasn't like the United States election, where it was like 49% voted for our current president. I think it was 57%. And it was a mandate given to you folks. And so I'm speaking regarding the address regarding the city manager's contract that my understanding may be discussed, not with you folks, but in closed session. And the mandate was that we wanted change. And part of the change we wanted was a new change at the helm, not only with city council, but we were trusting you folks to make a change as far as what your staff would be, your main staff person. And so that was our expectation, and still is our expectations. I have some PRA request stuff that was provided to me. It was how it was developed. We provide some areas where we request to see improvements. We have provided brief suggestions, and we'll discuss each with you. And I go through this list that I hear, and I'm happy to provide this to you folks. This one goes back to 2020, and one of the most distressing things on here was work on improving the professional relationship with the rancheria. And a lot of us have felt when we asked for this change with you folks and the change at the helm with your city manager, that we would have somebody who could develop that working relationship because we felt it's critical. And that hasn't changed. In fact, since 2020, I think our relationship with the tribe has gone the opposite direction. They have not been granted access to services they wanted. They're putting in their own sewer system, and we will no longer be getting money from that. So this is just one of the many, many things that I could bring forward why it is time for a change. It's necessary for a change. It needs to be done in a quick manner as far as the public's concerned. I can't speak for the whole public, but I'm here speaking for myself and my public perception of what people tell me on an ongoing basis. And 57% of the people voted for that particular purpose. So I'm hoping that we'll move on, and we will obviously offer our city manager the chance to apply along with other people and see what we can come up with. I'm hoping we can find an interim city manager that can fulfill all these different agreements here. And if you take the time to get these and look at these, it's recommendations, and so many of them that are relevant have not been implemented, followed, or brought forward. So that's a little distressing, and I'm happy to provide these to you folks. I have plenty of copies here for you folks, and of course, only some of you are going into closed session on this particular topic. So I guess the rest of you may be outside, and I'm happy to provide those to you, and then you can assess on your own whether the promises or expectations have been fulfilled. And that's what we ask is get the historical perception of what's going on here. So I'm not going to go into all the other reasons why I feel that
15 seconds.
things haven't been done correctly. There may be other people that have input on that, or you can reach out to your constituents on an ongoing basis and find what they feel is relevant that would make our city be better and the changes that can be made. Thank you for my opportunity to speak today.
Anyone else in the public? Yes, go ahead.
My name is Linda Cooley, and I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention before you go into this closed session about what just recently came up with these licensing and food permits. I just had the health department today come visit us, and I am baffled at the fact that for the last 4 years we have not had valid food permits here during a time of the pandemic, which we all had to make so many exceptions, spend so much money, bend backwards for so many rules. And I feel bad for everyone that's done business in the park that did not have everything properly done. I don't know how they rented spaces without everything properly done. I'm baffled that a few months ago, Cruising Kitchen couldn't come to the tap room and park their truck because they were worried about renting the kitchen from the Blue Lake. And the city manager reached out to them and said, please do not go down there. And I have the text and I brought them last time. I could show them again. Get that license. That kitchen was never licensed. I am shocked. I'm concerned. I don't know how you not know you don't have all the licenses intact. It's a really scary thought, especially the time we live in with everything we do. And I know there's numerous thoughts and suggestions about what's going on or what happened. I just had the health department at our place today, and I am baffled. And there needs to be better management. And the thought that we're putting a lithium storage plant or want to when we can't even manage a food license is terrifying. And also, nobody reached out to the businesses near there. I don't want a lithium plant next to us. I'm already concerned about the smells that are coming from B&B. And it's right next to the river. We live in fire and flood territory. This is baffling to me, especially as an Indigenous person we work so hard to save these rivers, and we're thinking about storing lithium next to it. It's terrifying. And I also think that the management of what we're doing is terrifying. We've had thousands of people in this park eat food under things that were not permitted. We had people rent the kitchen under a kitchen that wasn't permitted. It's very concerning.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Yes, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Erin McClure. I'm also baffled. I have obviously been working on this water tank thing for a long time. And Ryan Plotz a couple of weeks ago got a draft to me, which had a lot of things incorrect. And I went through it with a fine-tooth comb with council. And I have been trying to get a hold of Ryan Plotz for 2 weeks to straighten up those problems that are in the draft with no call back. So I am under the perception that you, as the city of Blue Lake, are in a hurry to get the tank situation cleared up and get your grant funding for it. And so I just wanted the council to know that. I already reached out to the mayor to let him know the situation. Also, there is an absolute horrible trespassing problem up there, which I feel like I keep speaking about, and I've been speaking about it for years like a broken record, and nobody takes it serious. There's been one in particular person who's been up there 18 times in the last month, just circling around the tank, and that person goes back to Henshaw Flats. So I feel like I'm trying to run these people down myself. Shouldn't the city be concerned about our water supply? So I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever hear back from Mr. Plotz, but I've tried numerous times in the last 2 weeks with no call. You guys should know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Yes, Jean, go ahead.
Hi. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I was looking at the agenda, and I don't see the AP address or the address, the street address for the property that's being discussed, which should be on the agenda. Is this the proper time to notice that? And also, I looked at the PT Blue Lake Redevelopment LLC, and there's two businesses with that name. And I know that the power transition is part of this name, but the PT Blue Lake Redevelopment LLC, I think one's in Delaware, and then there's another business I'd like you to look at and check that out. I'm not sure why that would be that way. I mean, we're dealing with possibly selling property. I'd like to know, we know who they are. And also, there was going to be, there was the idea from the previous council that this council would have more information. We're going into negotiations, and I don't see that this council has had a lot of information on the battery storage. I was wondering about that. And there was supposed to be a town hall meeting on the 23rd of February, Sunday, at the Blue Lake Fire Hall, where the public was going to get more information on the storage system that was down there. That's not happening either. So I also question why we're going into negotiations when the public has not been has been invited to go to the fire hall to discuss this issue, and we're going into negotiations. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jane. Anyone else from the public? Yes, go.
I would just like to back up what Linda said as far as businesses, especially on Taylor Way, where the battery storage is proposed to be implemented. I think the businesses have historically not been kept in the loop for a lot of things when they do contribute so much to this community. I do think that it is notable that they were absent from any kind of communication with where that was going to go. I think that a forum for those businesses prior to it being open to public discussion would have been really commendable by the council, by the city, and that's my note.
Thank you very much. We've got 3 hands up on Zoom. Terry Bayless, go ahead.
Hello. I just wanted to kind of talk about what some of the other people are talking about, and that's about the battery storage facility. Just asking for many months for more information to be collected, and I have a lot of concerns about how this would impact our walking trails, our sensitive habitats, our potential for growth, our river, our salmon. And I just think everybody needs to really think about the weight of the toxic chemicals. There will be over 100,000 pounds of toxic chemicals sitting right next to our river. And our levee is not certified. And, and there's problems. There was a break in that levee in 65. And I looked it up through the Army Corps of Engineers, and I also looked it up in the Blue Lake Advocate to hear what people had to say. And it was a scary time. And, that's not fear mongering, but it's a reality. And, we need to take this really seriously and slow down and think about what the implications are of a major industrial lithium ion power facility down there right next to our levee and right next to all of our businesses. And we have a little tiny fire department that there is no way they can handle a situation if it arises. And our city manager is telling us that this is safe, and she needs to do more homework on this, because there's a lot of information out there that these batteries are lithium ion batteries. They're just a subset, and they do have thermal runaway. So to act like they don't, I think, is not responsible. So I hope our city council will demand more information and, listen to some of the citizens in Blue Lake. Thank you very much.
Julie Christie, go ahead.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you can hear me good this evening. I just want to start off with both items. John, I have a lot of respect for you. I have a lot of faith in you. And I'm glad you're the person at the table to be within these discussions, keeping in mind right now we're in discussions about these items. For power transitions, where we have, I don't know the technical term for this, but it's like basically where that transformer is at this extra capability where we're kind of bringing the power in, power out. Perhaps one of you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's a big item, moneymaker item there. Really don't think the city should ever lose rights to that as a way of like we're leasing it to whoever, whenever. That's a big item. I don't like that our mayor and our manager at the time just said, we're not going to renew the lease. We have other plans for the property. And we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And look at all and so we're going into the next item here. The negligence is amazing. The negativeness is amazing. Any individual that has come in there since you left, John, and I started going to the meetings has been treated vindictively throughout the community because we're concerned. We automatically are these negative people. Our concerns are legitimate. They are archived through all the minutes, I can't say the minutes, sorry. Take that back. They're archived through the recordings. That's why we fought so hard to get Justin in there. Thank you, Justin. And we donated at first for him to be there. We still have meetings that we've never been allowed to watch, ever. We have so much public record been withheld from us. And I just don't feel like it's a healthy environment. We have tried too long with nothing that's changed. Nothing positive has evolved and gotten better except for you guys. So I have all the faith in you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lori Ponte, go ahead.
It's Dave, John. So I'm just kind of concerned about the speed at which the negotiations seem to be moving on the BES in Blue Lake. And since the fires at Moss Landing, there's been a lot of movement in looking at this sort of thing. And there is a pending Assembly Bill 303 that's been proposed from someone who's looking at the same situation in their own place and looking at sensitive receptors and environmentally sensitive sites, both of which sort of apply to the Blue Lake situation. You guys are gonna have to look, because I don't have the time to provide you with the information, but defining sensitive sites and sensitive receptors, the receptor primarily being homes and businesses that provide services to the public, are all there within a 3,200 foot sort of an area. The other thing is that the California Public Utilities Commission is also looking at similar information in trying to protect communities about potential possible problems within BESs. The AB 303 is going to be heard by the Assembly on the 23rd of February. And the Public Utilities Commission is looking at this on March 13th, 25. So I think we need to slow this down a little bit. And if the city is trying to negotiate something sooner than the state is processing information regarding this, and trying to get in before there is some change in the law, then I think that is an issue that you guys need to address. So I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Hello, can you hear me this evening?
We can, yes.
Okay, thank you. And thank you all for being there. I just want to say, I actually with each person that has spoke before me. I actually agree with each one of them with everything that they have said. So that's all I would like to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Last call for public comment. Seeing none, we'll bring it back to council. And all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
for
you,
coming.
everybody. We'll be reopening at 7:30.